Okay. Hi, everybody. Well, we're back from Thailand, and so today we're going to do a little something different. We're going to just talk to you a little bit about our trip. And first of all, I think the thing that I feel is most important is that I want to thank all of you who supported us last year, all of you who found out we were up for this trip and came in and bought Pandora. It's because of you that we won and we got to go. And I'm so grateful for all of you for doing that for us. And we just, it's everybody's asking us, you know, how was it? It's so hard to explain how it was. And in a nutshell, which is not going to be a nutshell, but I'll try to make it a nutshell. I ended up, we got there Monday, we left Saturday, got there Monday morning at 4:30 in the morning. We were able to check into our rooms, which was a blessing. And we kind of went upstairs, threw our suitcases in our rooms, went and ate breakfast because it opened at 6. And then we kind of put our bathing suits on and went to the pool.
Right to the pool.
And just kind of chilled out for that day. And then that night I started with Pandora at 7:45 for dinner. And I was with them until Thursday night at midnight, pretty much. So we did it was just plain action-packed, and there were the Pandora people, it was 22 countries were represented. And it was the most unusual experience I've ever had. It was so neat. And I feel so blessed to be part of the Pandora family, and we all felt that way. And then on Thursday morning,
Judy worked her magic.
I did, so that
Stacy
and Wendy could go to the factory, because that was the most important part of the trip, was to be able to see the Pandora factory. So
it was amazing.
And the reason we didn't send any pictures is because you're not allowed to take any pictures in the Pandora factory, which is understandable. They were actually working on product for next year. So we, even though we were in Bangkok, it was an hour and a half into the city every single day.
It was a drive.
And an hour and a half home because of the traffic.
And it could be longer depending on what time you were out.
Yeah.
We would literally sit in traffic for sometimes 15 minutes and not even move.
Right.
We were like, okay, we're going to get home at midnight.
Absolutely crazy, the traffic. And that's what they say, that Bangkok is the New York City of Thailand. So
totally.
But the factory, you guys, 4 buildings, 3,500 employees. They have their own hospital, their own grocery store, their own market.
It was truly amazing.
Yeah.
An experience.
Yeah.
And they treat their workers so well. All the ladies who were pregnant, they wore a different color. All the people in the factories wore maroon. All the ladies who were pregnant wore light blue. And there were certain areas that they were not allowed to go into for chemicals or whatever the case may be. It was unsafe. They got extra breaks. They had everything else. They had massage chairs in the lobbies. People were encouraged on their breaks to go get a massage.
Yeah.
I mean,
They take care of their people
incredible.
for sure.
Yeah, it really, really was amazing.
And we even got to do, we even got to put some little gemstones.
Right.
We did a ring, we did an earring, and we did a little
Captain America.
Captain America.
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah, so
Captain
let me just
America.
say, I don't know if I could do that day in and day out, because
no.
that little tiny bit that we did, my hands were cramping. So God bless these people that are in there for hours at times.
Yeah, and the one question we didn't ask is how many times the charms are handled. I can't even imagine how many times, because every charm is hand done. So, and like the rings, they're the set, every stone is hand set. And they're microscopic. They're a little tool that picked them up and to put them in there. And I was like, I said to the girl helping me,
we experienced it.
This is hard.
It is hard.
And she laughed, you know.
Another thing that was really cool is they're working on automating all their processes with machinery and things like that a lot of companies do, and you want to do that. Well, if they end up automating something, they don't just let that department go. They don't eliminate their position. They find someplace else for that worker to go to or train or whatever.
Right.
So even if the system that you're working in becomes automated, they don't displace you completely. They just put you in a different department, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really was. And they kept calling us Pandora Stars, which we really are. I mean, there were 68 winners from all over the world, you guys, 68. And they divided us in half, in 2 groups. And so I spent time, you know, with one group, And I didn't even get to meet some of the people from the other countries. Some people didn't even speak English. You know, they had interpreters with them. And I was lucky enough to get hooked up with the people from the UK. They kind of took me under their wing, and they had a large group there. And so I was able to kind of hang with them the whole time, and we had a ball. So it was very fun. I made a lot of new friends, and now my next favorite place to go is England because I want to go and see my new friends. So, and you know, just the way the way they treated us and everything in the factory was just unbelievable. It really was. And everybody's so grateful, you know, that we were all able to go. And then once we were done with that, then we started, because of course our guys were with us too, and then we started, the 6 of us, to do things together.
We didn't have Judy until Friday.
Right.
We saw her kind of in sightings a little bit.
Right.
And so like the rest of us just kind of did our thing and planned our day. And and then finally we got her back on Friday. And then it's like, woo, what are we going to do now? You know, like,
and it was action-packed. So I did bring a couple pictures to show. So the one day let's see, I'll start here. We started with the floating market, which was a far drive, like 2 hours away from where we were.
Yes,
and
it was outside of Bangkok.
You could only fit 3 in a boat. So it was Wendy, myself, and Stacy, and then the other boat was Stacy's boyfriend John, Wendy's husband Jeff, and my husband Bill. And so, as you can see,
that was an experience.
It really was. And you had to sit in the middle because your weight had to be distributed. If you went over to the side, you could tip over. So we had to be very careful. And there were...
And the water you did not want to go into.
No, it looks really pretty here, but it wasn't. It was
very small canalways.
And it was very muddy, dirty water.
Long boats.
And you just drive along a little bit, and then there'd be weirs along the side. And
little shops.
Yeah, little shops, and you pull over.
You didn't even get out of your boat.
No, you just sit out. I want that, or I want that, or whatever. So that was amazing. And then at part of the way on that, there were so many temples.
A lot of temples.
So many temples. I think I saw 5 or 6 temples myself. We saw a lot of temples with Pandora, but the history there, like from, gosh, the earliest might be maybe the 1800s, maybe
1800s.
older.
Yeah, I think
I'm not sure when the Grand Palace, if it was prior to that, but
it started in, oh gosh, John told me this. It took him like 70 or 80 years to build
it. Yeah. And a lot of the Buddhas are out of solid gold.
There's an emerald Buddha.
Yeah, emerald, and there's gold Buddhas, and we saw a reclining Buddha. He was 120 feet long.
Amazing.
And they built him, and he's out of solid gold, and then they built the temple around him. So that was very interesting.
His feet, it has all the different ways that Buddha can appear to you.
Yes, on the bottom of his feet. Yeah, it was just amazing. And I will say it was hot, the hottest I've ever been in my life. The temperatures were in the high 90s, and so was the humidity. You just looked like you stepped out of the shower the whole time. It just the way it was. You were just drenched in sweat. It was so hot.
But their culture, they're just so nice there.
Yes.
It's like they're very accommodating. They smile. They're just very happy people. It was nice.
Yeah.
You just felt very welcome.
Yeah. And then later on this day, we rode elephants. So I brought my picture of Bill and I on an elephant. And you walked up this big stairway, got up on a platform, and then it was like a Cedar Point ride, you know, that they locked you in with a bar. And you had your driver, and they're huge. And you're sitting on the top of an elephant, and that was really neat.
Yeah.
And
my driver, again, he was very happy. He was singing the whole time.
Oh yeah, you know. So that was an experience. We went one night to the top of
We went to the State Tower, which was in Labua Tower, and part of that was filmed in The Hangover. And we had an amazing experience, overlooked the city. I mean, it was just absolutely gorgeous.
It was on the 64th floor of the
64th
building. We were on the roof.
Yeah, at nighttime.
Unreal. There were different levels.
Never forget.
Yeah. There were people there that we knew were famous, but they weren't allowed to tell us who they were. And you'd ask them, they'd say, you know, it's confidential.
Yeah,
and that was, you know, we didn't know who everybody was, of course, who everybody was.
There's like a dress code, and then it was funny because we're there and we're making sure like we're all put together, and all of a sudden this one guy walks in with like ripped up jeans and tennis shoes. We're like, wait a minute. Well, here come to find out it was somebody
famous,
so it didn't matter. Two armed security, so I was like, all right, he's allowed, but
So
what else?
And what else, you guys?
It was really cool, the whole thing. I mean, the hotel was beautiful, the experiences were great, everybody was nice. It was just so different. Like looking as we're driving through the city, it was just like a mixture of these little small humbling shacks and huge skyscrapers.
Yeah.
It was crazy. There was no like zoning, there was no good part or bad part. Everything was just mixed together.
Yeah, and markets everywhere. And you go in a market, there'd be clothing, there'd be fish, there'd be who
Didn't know
knows
what you were gonna get.
Yeah, everywhere. Everywhere you went, there were just markets. It was very different.
Yeah.
Everyone was very friendly and never once felt unsafe.
Right, I didn't either.
We didn't do a whole lot at night.
We didn't do a lot of nightlife.
But
We went during the day. We were up at the crack, as Judy would say.
Yeah, and we were exhausted. That heat
Yes.
takes it out of you.
Oh, yeah.
It's so hot.
Yeah. But
the flights were long, but they were not bad.
Right.
Once you got onto the international flights, they were giving you free food, free drink. I mean, they were constantly
accommodating.
helping you. They had TVs. I mean,
Yeah, we watched lots of movies.
Yeah, the hardest part for me was coming back from Chicago. 40 minutes in the airplane was like excruciating. And after I just went for 16, 17 hours. I mean, but it was not bad at all.
No, and
And I just want to thank Judy, my boss, for taking my husband and I. And very blessed to have her as my boss.
Yes,
and
yes,
it was
thank
a
you.
wonderful experience.
It
and
was.
like nobody else brought anybody.
No.
Judy was the only one
Right.
that actually brought some of her employees and
Right.
extended our stay on top of it. So yeah.
yeah,
It was,
well, yeah.
it was
well,
wonderful.
As
It
I
was
said,
very
we're a
blessed
team.
and
We didn't
grateful.
do it. I didn't do it by myself, so why should I go by myself? It doesn't make any sense to me. You know, we all needed to go. So, because it was a group effort, and that includes all of you guys, because
Yes.
you guys made it happen by buying Pandora from us.
So we appreciate that.
Yeah, that was unreal. And I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. We're just extremely grateful.
Yeah.
I feel very blessed to have gone. I feel blessed to be part of the Pandora family. We did meet Daniel. He's the new trainer for the United States. He's going to come and visit us. So that was very cool because we haven't had any trainers since COVID.
Right.
So the fact that they have a head of the department and there's actually employees too, but he said he goes to Detroit a lot, so he's just going to scoot over to us. So when he's here, you guys will meet him because we'll definitely do a video when he's here.
He's fun.
He was a super nice guy, and that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of give you a little recap. And again, it was so crazy. I was thinking this morning, gosh, why didn't I just grab all those people from England and say, look, we're on the bus going to the factory? But you know, you don't think of that when you're in the moment. You're just so excited, you know? And then now I'm thinking, I wish I would have done this or that. But at the time, you don't think about it. So
And we
anyway.
want to thank the girls that were here
Yes.
taking care of the store
Yes.
and everything. We couldn't
Holding down
have
the
done
fort.
it.
Yes.
Couldn't done it without them
That's
either.
right.
So
That's right.
very
And
grateful for that.
Stacy, of course, has her job security because there's lots of boxes in the
Boxes.
back room.
Yeah.
So
Welcome back.
yeah, most of our fall clothes are sitting back there that haven't already come. So we're excited about
So we're gonna
that.
have lots of new videos for you, everybody.
Yeah,
So,
so-
stay tuned.
We made you.
Shannon's getting a break.
Yeah.
She's like, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, we made
Hey,
you.
I did really good on those
You
videos.
did
Shannon rocked
fabulous,
it.
girlfriend.
So we may do another video later. I'm not sure. It's possible. If not, we will definitely see you tomorrow. But again, thank you all
Thank
for your
you.
support
Yes.
and for helping us to get to go to Thailand. So.
All right.